Hello, and
Welcome.
welcome to
Alternate
Fucking
Casuals.
What makes you
fucking
casual?
it don't matter.
What you know.
Fucking
All right. Ready to rock? Ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Ultimate effing casuals. We are back. Man, I'm actually too excited. I want to talk about this boxing card that was on the 22nd. I'm too excited. I have no other preamble. Let's get right fucking to it. All right. I botched this pick in the pick league, but Callum Smith beats Joshua Buatsi for the interim 175 title. Man, I was happy to be wrong on this one. Buatsi disappointed me, but Smith actually turned in a good performance.
And compared to me, you had a perfect lineup for picks. I got everything wrong, but man, I didn't even care that I was wrong during this fight. Mm-hmm. This was a heat fight. Smith really, he just looked completely different than he did from his last fight out. His last serious fight out. Again, he was fighting Beterbiev. He lost there. It's not a shameful loss or anything like that. He looked good out here, and he was game. He wanted to win. You could tell he wanted to win.
Yeah, he came to win.
And then I don't know, Buatsi's been a prospect for a time now, and we're getting to that point where he's getting to an elite competition, and he is struggling now. Yeah. He is struggling. I don't know what much to say from his end. I guess we can say he has a good chin. 100%, he has a
good heart.
It's
not a heart.
There was some nukes being thrown, and he did not go down. But yeah, what a fight, man! What a fight. That was great.
An amazing start to what Turkey and his people were calling the greatest boxing card ever. TM.
It happens every single time. There's a good card, a lot of good fights on it, and we end up taking a little bit too long talking about the boxing before we get to MMA, so I have to cut it short. If you want to hear the ultimate fucking casuals, that's Isaac, Nathan, and myself. If you want to hear us talk about it, go to patreon.lvx.be, sign up for the ultimate effing casual tier. I think I named it ultimate funeral catering right now. Or the Combat Collective, it'll get you access to the boxing stuff as well. Or if you just want to hear the Lux Media show boxing B-sides, we talk about it over there as well. So one or the other, or both. All right, so Joseph Parker stops Martin Bakole in 2. Martin Bakole came in like 315 pounds. That is a large person. Did he gas out in like a round and a half? Is that what happened?
He just... I think... I don't know if I would say he was exhausted. It's not like he was breathing heavy or like huffing and puffing, but I just think he just was not in fighting condition.
No.
Like he wasn't like really seeing punches coming his way. And Parker had a full camp preparing for someone explosive like Dubois. So he was ready. Parker came in ready to a fight, and it was very clear that Bakole was not ready for a fight. If I wasn't keeping up with the news and you told me Bakole was on 2 days notice, I would be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Which is hard to really criticize him at all. He literally just got a call with a free check on it with his name. Like, you want to fight? He's like, okay, sure. Yeah, fly me out. So, the fight went about as you'd expect. Parker was ready, but Bakole wasn't. He literally rolled off the couch, brushed off the Cheeto dust, and was like,
yeah, it looked like
lace me up, coach.
Yeah, put me
But in all fairness, he was trying to throw shots. It's not like he wasn't purely there for the check. Like, he was trying to land something. But
he was trying, but just not in the physical shape at all to be ready for that kind of fight.
I read somewhere that he made I think they described it as life-changing amount of money. And he made his back. No one can really fault him for that. He took an opportunity, both in the value of the fight, and then also what they were willing to pay him. to step in on short notice. I mean, I think Bakoli made the right decision, to be honest. We knew he was gonna beat Afag Jogba, regardless. But yeah, can't really fault him.
If they called you and said like a 2 days notice, 3 days notice, hey, do you want to fight Joseph Parker, or somebody maybe somebody that's more your size, but is elite?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Hell yeah, I would too.
Yeah, I'd be in there ASAP.
I'm paying off my
Before they
house
even
with this
finish.
shit. Are you kidding me?
Piccoli was actually the name I was thinking of for Caballel. That's actually, like, I know Piccoli just lost, but, like, give him a full training camp, let him get back down to fight weight. I actually do like that as the next fight. Because that's, like, a moderate amount of danger.
Yeah.
I think it still is with the full camp. I think Bakoli is still a very dangerous opponent.
Yeah, like as long as he's not weighing 315, he's actually. I think his normal, like what do you weigh in? The
Like
Henderson,
280?
like 285 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
30
if he can
pounds
get down to
lighter.
fighting condition, he's a serious threat in this division.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually that's a very good shout. Bakoli versus Caballel. That's a fight. Good fight.
And Joseph Parker's looking at possibly Usyk next.
I'm assuming that's how they got him to stay on this card. Because he could have maybe waited for Dubois, considering that Dubois has one of the belts. But maybe they were able to maintain him, saying like, stay on the card and you'll get Usyk if you win.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Usyk needs somebody, so
We'll call your mandatory.
that's a
first.
new name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new name. So what win streak is he now, by the way? Parker?
Quite a
Second
long
name.
one.
I'll say he's had a good amount of wins recently.
7 wins with Bakoli.
Jesus, that's actually very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Parker because he's not going to get a title shot, unfortunately, after this. Like, it's going to be Dubois because Dubois has the belt. That's who Usyk's fighting next. And then I think Usyk, maybe he'll fight Parker after that. That would actually be cool if he did, but I think he's looking more towards like an Ngannou or like an Alex Pereira fight, like kind of a show final fight.
It's a purely
So
money fight. Yeah.
I do feel bad for Parker. Maybe he'll get another shot at the belt, but he's done everything right, and he just kind of got fucked over by that illness.
Yeah, that fight was actually like whenever we lost the Shakur versus Schofield fight, like that sort of sucks, but it's not that bad. Like this card didn't lose much, but losing Dubois was actually a pretty big hit.
It was.
I was sort of excited for that co-main event.
Yeah, I was mega excited. That would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah. I genuinely I was favoring Dubois, but Parker could have won that fight. I mean, right now we could have been talking about Joseph Parker being champion.
Well,
That's crazy, man. Ugh. What a bummer.
Yeah.
all right. Main event. Majority decision, ? This time Bivol gets it over Beterbiev. Turkey was already talking about wanting to make it a third time. Now you're telling me that Shiraz's corner was getting insider info. Can't help but think that it was willed into existence. The third fight will be.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I gotta say this was like, at least for me, this fight was more entertaining than the first fight. Like the first fight was still good, very good, but this fight was a little bit more like there was more activity. Bivol was more aggressive. I mean, you had those instances when Beterbiev was hunting down Bivol. I mean, this fight was very good from a competitive standpoint. But yeah, I agreed with the decision as well. I think I had it 7-5 Bivol, like just on the first watch.
I think that's about what I had it as well, and I do agree with you. In ways, it was better than the first. I think because there was more. Definitely, like we saw Beterbiev step on the gas pedal in that first fight, and that was sort of how the fight just went. Right, there wasn't a whole lot more adjustment past that, but this time we got that same adjustment, and then Bivol adjusted on top of that. And so there was definitely more of a seesaw kind of effect going on here. And I mean, Like I agree. I didn't pick Beevil, but I agree. I think with the scorecard, and I was kind of just sat in awe of like, this is like a modern day classic trilogy we're watching form before us. This is like people talk about boxing being dead and we don't get good fights anymore, and like this was like a modern day classic, and like we're witnessing like, yeah, we're gonna get a trilogy, it seems. So I mean, I'm just soaking it in. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming we're probably gonna get if that's what Turkey. I don't even think the scorecards were read for 30 seconds, and Turkey was already holding up their number 3 to Beterbiev.
That's so, fucked up.
I assume we'll get the last fight later this year. I don't know when, but probably later this year.
We'll see how much of all of we've been going for a minute here. We'll see how much of that is gonna make the thing. Usually in the voiceover I put like, this always happens when there's good fights, which it seems to happen a lot lately. For all you dead sport people, we've been eating well over on the boxing side of the house, so you're more than welcome to join us. Let's get into some reviews really quickly. I didn't watch the whole card, just kind of a few. 171, it's Lusail Sports Arena. I guess that's the name of something to do with boats. But just the top two. Jonathan Haggerty, the bantamweight kickboxing champ, retains his title against Wei Rui. It's a pretty good fight, but it was pretty clear that Haggerty's better. And the main event, Joshua Pacquiao, the strawweight MMA champ, versus Jared Brooks, who was the interim champ. Joshua retains his title. He got a stoppage in the second. It was like the ground and pound kind of thing, but it was fun while it lasted. I think they moved him up to main event because there's a lot of laborers, Filipinos that labor in Qatar, so they put him at the main event.
Okay.
Because the arena was fucking loud for him especially. But there you go. UFC Fight Night 252 on the 22nd at the Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. Bottom up. Stop me if you need to. Chances are you're going to need to stop me a lot. So let's get to it. Modestas Bukauskas, KO1 over Rafael Cicada. I think that's right. Nursultan Ruziboev. KO2 over Eric Mokonico. I picked Mokonico. I don't know who these people are, so it's all good. Recent acquisition from Bellator, Austin Vanderford. KO2 over Nikolai Vertenikov. The push afterwards was kind of silly. Like, what are you mad about, dude? You were getting your ass kicked, and then the ref stopped it. I'm not sure what you're upset about. Ricky Simone, KO1 over Javid Basharat.
Holy shit. Alright, so this one, I'm gonna have to stop you just for how brutal this was. Nathan and I were watching this, and as soon as this happened, like Nathan sent a message saying that that Basharat saw God. And that is a perfect description. Basharat was out, really, really cold. This was an insane KO, and yeah, it was wild, man. I mean, seeing the camera zoomed in on Basharat's face as he was knocked out. Like, I encourage everyone, like, if you're okay with this type of stuff, go watch like the highlight, and like the way the camera zoomed in on him as he was unconscious. I mean, his eyes were wide open. It made for a highlight reel KO, and like it immediately went viral. Immediately.
Yeah,
it was insane.
The way,
like the way it was framed, like I think it was Herzog, was over him and was calling off, and he moves away. And as he moves away, the camera zooms in, and his eyes are just looking at the back of his skull for a little bit, and then they like slowly kind of come to focus, looking straight at the camera. Like that's getting knocked out cold. That's like you are visiting Jesus right there.
Textbook.
It's not
Yeah.
your time, my son. You have to
Yeah,
get
it
back
reminded
up
me a
here.
lot of the Masvidal KO. I mean, just the straight right hand that landed and it completely turned his head. Insane KO. I mean,
The
insane
jab.
KO.
It looked like a little bit of a throwaway jab, and it just kind of pushes his chin upward, just perfectly, and then the right hand
Yeah.
catches it. And he goes full on Exorcist
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
way around.
The probably knockout of the year so far.
I gotta
Yeah.
I'm
think so.
telling myself I'm gonna keep notes on these, like of potentials or candidates. I need to start doing that. Oh, Mansoor Abdul Malik KO2 over Nick Klein. Party. Melquisael Costa submits Andre Fili in the first. Interesting story that they were telling about Costa. He learned striking from YouTube videos because all there were jiu-jitsu gyms around him where he grew up.
Damn. Well, I mean, YouTube is good if you use it right, and this is an example of using it right. That shit was fast as hell, though. The way he got that submission.
Yeah, he
This
got
ended-
it off of like an attempt. Feely tried to take him down, and he got the
Yeah.
submission off of it.
Locked in the guillotine. Yeah.
Ion Kutalaba submits Ibo Aslan in the first. Rest in peace, Ibo. The Turkish
Man, like
power.
first 7 fights of the card, all stoppages.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is like the definition of like the random prelims at like 5 o'clock on a Saturday having like the most excitement. I don't know if you guys have seen those on the gram.
Yeah, I mean,
But this was crazy prelims.
everyone online was like really hyped up. Like, this is a crazy card. I mean, this is not like it was some pay-per-view or anything. It was just a fight night in Seattle. I mean, the prelims delivered. They did their job. Kutalaba as well, since we're on him. Classic Kutalaba fight. I mean, this dude, he either gets put out in the first or he puts someone else out in the first. I mean, great performance. Representing Moldova really well.
That should have been a message to fucking Russia. You want to mess with Moldova? This is what you're messing with.
You got to get through Kutalaba first.
Yeah, you gotta get. That's our champion. Send your best. Alonzo Menafield moving into the main portion. Split decision over Julius Walker. I don't know about split. It was a pretty unfortunate fight for Julius Walker. I think they were saying he was like a college basketball player that didn't make the draft for the NBA, and so he went to one of those gyms that converts college players that wash out to fighting sports.
I mean, he's tall for that weight division.
Yeah. Oh man, John Silva, TKO 1 over Melchik Bagdasarian.
This is a statement.
Yeah, definitely.
This was a statement one. I mean, first round knockout. He knocked him down pretty hard, and was telling the ref, I forget who it was. He just kept looking at the ref, talking about, "Are you gonna stop this? Are you gonna stop this? He's clearly out."
This is
And then I just finished him off.
it's kind of, we've seen O'Malley do this before, and a couple other guys as well. But this one was like he stood at that ref for like 4 solid seconds. Like, hello, he's not breathing, and the ref was just like, I want to see a dead body. Go after it. And thankfully, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but when he jumped to do the grounded pound, he just hit him in the ribs a couple
I saw
times.
that. Yeah,
Didn't
he punched his body.
Yeah.
punch him in the face.
Yeah, that was a Classy move. Yeah, he didn't have to do that.
Yeah, very nice.
Excited to see more. John Silva with featherweight heating back up with the Taporia news. It's another name getting thrown into the mix here. So hopefully he's getting into contention soon, or into the contender ranks soon enough.
Yeah.
Rob Font split decision over Jean Matsumoto, was a late replacement. Had a week or two's notice, I think it was, and he gave him a hell of a fight. So big ups to Matsumoto there.
Yeah, tremendous fight. Rob Font showed out, man. This Matsumoto, I mean, I'm gonna be checking into his fights now. I knew he was like a guy that people were hyped on him, but man, he's exciting to watch.
Yeah, I can see why there was some hype there.
Yeah.
Anthony Hernandez, UD over Brendan Allen. Oh, I'm not sure what to make of this one. Can somebody help me out here?
Yeah, so I think the first round I had Brendan Allen taking it. And this is obviously like a rematch in some in another organization. They had previously fought before, and I think Hernandez also won that fight. But yeah, I had Brendan Allen taking the first round. It was still close, but I had him taking the first round. And in the second round, man, Hernandez just came out with some serious conviction, brought him down. I mean, was threatening submission after submission on Brendan Allen and landing some ground pound the interim. Just really, and then the third round was a little bit more the same thing. And yeah, I mean, I agree with the decision. I thought Hernandez, a very good win from him. I think he set a new middleweight record for the most takedowns thrown in the division. And then also he's on a pretty crazy win streak right now. So he should be getting someone, maybe in that 4 to 7 range for his next fight, or like in terms of rankings. Yeah, he's on a tear. And then Brendan Allen, I don't really know where he goes from here. This is 2 losses back to back now against contenders, Imavov and now Hernandez. So we'll see where he goes. But yeah, a good decision, a decent fight, very good activity.
Main event: Song Yadong ends Henry Cejudo's vision. They went 3 rounds completed, so they were able to go to the scorecards, and it was a technical decision, unanimous for Yadong there. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I scored those pretty much every moment of that fight for Yadong. He looked significantly better. Not significantly, but there was this was not all that close in my opinion. Felt like he was cruising to a decision, and maybe kind of a sad moment for Cejudo, who, I mean, if you know his story, he retired on top, which was cool, but then he tried to make a comeback 3 or 4 years later. And his retirement, when it came out, it didn't make sense when it first happened. It seemed like it was a leverage move. But in hindsight, probably one of the worst things he could have done. It seems like he's aged out his own prime up from under him when he had the leverage to get, pretty good championship accolades and potentially even more defenses. Now the division is completely run him by. But an unfortunate end of the fight, even if it really should have probably been a no contest. On my first viewing, it seemed like Cejudo was almost asking out because, the second he went to his corner after the end of the 3rd round, he said, "Can someone bring the doctor in? I can't see."
I can't see.
Which is weird. Because he also was saying he couldn't see. Typically, if you actually can't see, why would you wait until the end of the round unless he was trying to get the cards to go to a decision? But as we've been sitting here, I found this thing on the MMA subreddit. Let me send this to you guys. His eye looks bad. So
wasn't he
I don't know. I believe
out of one of his eyes.
Yeah,
it sort of looked like
he had
was
a name
out of
for
the
it.
corner of his eye. But
yeah.
I guess my revised take on that now is he probably couldn't see in the ring, but he wanted to see if he could keep fighting and to see if it would clear up, and it just didn't. And so he got to the end of the third round. He was like, "Yeah, that's it."
Oh my!
Which
goodness.
is a smart move by his opinion. I mean,
He should have been able to win because he has fucking rage virus. Goodness.
yeah, no
Rage
kidding.
virus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen a fight end in that way. But I mean, the eye poke, you can't say it was an eye poke. Song stuck 2 fingers inside of his eye, and there's clearly damage. I mean, now that we see the post-fight pictures of Cejudo's eye, there's clearly damage that's been done. So I'm inclined to believe him. You know, I'm not saying that he's faking the eye, or the lack of eyesight rather. But just the stoppage is very weird. Probably should have been a no contest, but I think we're gonna get a rematch perhaps, even though Dana White's saying no. So we'll see.
The thing that they were saying about the no contest versus the technical decision was 3 rounds had already been completed. They didn't need to start the 4th and then end it then. It was weird. Herzog played that one kind of weird. But
yeah,
you
I
could
mean,
definitely tell how much it pissed off the fans in the arena too, because they thought the fight was going to go on, and then they called it.
yeah, I mean, if Henry Cejudo would have just said I cannot see at the end, or like, you know, in the 3rd round when it happened, it would have been declared a no contest. But because they went back to their corners and Cejudo fought out that last like minute and 13 seconds, it completed the round, and more than half the rounds had passed, so it went to scorecards instead. So I mean, I don't know. Cejudo's corners probably should have told him. I mean, and the referee too. If you can't see, just end the fight there. Like, I mean, now that's a loss on his record. Even
yeah, the
it's a
replay showed
weird.
his eyes getting hit really badly, and I don't think anyone would have faulted him if he had said, I can't see. I don't want to keep going."
Yeah, I mean, and this sucks for like both fighters too, because Song was winning that fight
Handily.
But I mean, this sort of all the controversy revolving like around the end of this fight sort of takes away from how good he performed against Cejudo. So I mean, we'll see. Dana White's saying a rematch isn't going to happen, but we'll see how it plays out, and
Should.
hopefully, you know, eye pokes don't happen or end fights like that again. At least like in major fights.
Are you familiar with it's boxing equipment, but they're called bag gloves?
Nah.
They're like they're like mittens that just like to protect your skin so that you can hit the bag and it hardens your hands a little bit. But there are some versions that do have it covers the fingertips, but it does have opening underneath to allow you to grip. So the new gloves not working. Old gloves didn't fucking work either. Just try removing all of their eyes. If there's nothing to poke, then can't be eye pokes.
You know what's crazy is that the UFC has the solution here, and it's just to use the Pride gloves, because they bought out Pride ages ago, and I just sent what it looks like. I mean, this is the ideal way to do it, and the UFC won't change.
Oh, so your resting position is curled inwards.
Right.
Yeah,
So you can't whenever you post, you can't just stick your fingers out.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they don't fix this. Like, this has been going on for a while now, but still there's been no changes to try to stop this from happening.
What can Song do from here? Because it was a good performance, regardless. The cup check that supposedly it looked like it was on the side, but Cejudo kind of took his time with it as well. I don't know. It looked like he knew he was outgunned and he was just taking whatever he could. Eye poke was bad. I'm not saying it wasn't, but he knew he was in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you just sort of have to take this. Like, if a rematch truly isn't going to happen, the UFC is probably just going to continue to move on with the thought that Song just won this fight.
Yeah.
As is, which, I mean, he did on paper. So they're probably just going to match him up with maybe a top 5 guy. I mean, he's number 8, just beat number 7. Song has really only lost to elite competition. I mean, he lost to Piotr Jan, he lost to Sandhagen. I mean, these are losses, but they're not like losses to cans. So he's still in that contention. He's probably gonna get matched up versus. I don't think so.
Doesn't look like it.
I don't think so, but I think Chito Vera might actually be matched up against Bautista though, at the moment.
Oh, good. Bautista gets to
Mario Bautista. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be interesting to see who they match up Yadong with. But man, he's on like a 3-fight loss streak at the moment. I really don't know.
He needs a layup now.
Yeah, I mean, like Nathan was saying, he really messed up retiring in his prime. Back in the day, like right after the Cruz win, he really should have stayed in that division.
You know, I hear this new org GFL is looking for people.
Ooh.
Man, that would actually be crazy.
Could be it.
GFL's the move.
Anything more for the Fight Night card? All right. Moving on. Previews. Really quickly, on the 7th, there's one Fight Night 29. I only know of the 2 fights on it that are really worth paying attention to. Ankorgil Batarku, the Mongolian bantamweight MMA guy, versus Jeremy Pakatiu, I think it is. And the main event is Alicia Rodriguez versus Sheer Cohen. That's the atomweight Muay Thai title. I think atomweight's 105, but Alicia gets the RJ tag, so that's fun. And now, this is why everyone is here. UFC 313. Early prelims. We have at the bottom Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz, and Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosian. Both of those are middleweight fights. In the prelims, Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. At heavyweight, Alex Morono, you're still here, versus Carlos Leal at welterweight. Morono should consider moving down if he's going to keep fighting in UFC. But I don't know. I heard GFL's looking for people.
It's a stacked prelim, by the way. Curtis Blades opening up the prelims. That's so wild, yeah.
Myron Santos versus Francis Marshall at featherweight. Amanda Lemos.
There's a lot of hype behind Santos, by the way.
Is he? Is there? All right.
Yeah, he was one of the fighters in the TV show. Not the most recent season. It was like 1 or 2 seasons ago. A lot of hype behind him.
Of The Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, and he's young as shit too, so there's a lot of potential there.
They have him on the early prelims on the UFC site. Okay, whatever. Moving up, Amanda Lemos 5th at strawweight versus Yasmin Lucindo 7th. That should be fun. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van 13th and 15th at flyweight.
Joshua Van, always an exciting fight. That dude goes really, really crazy in his fights. I can't guarantee he's going to win it, but it'll be a fun fight. That is 100% going to be a fun fight.
In the main portion, starting us off is King Green versus Mauricio Rufi. I'm going with Rufi. Lightweights. And they have Amanda Lemos and Yasmin Lucindo in the main portion on the UFC site.
Yeah, they might have been moving stuff around.
Yeah, jerks. Didn't tell me.
Swapped them around.
Yeah, because Curtis Blades is now like the featured prelim.
Jalen Turner, 13th at lightweight versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Holy shit.
Dude, Jalen Turner on the same card as Bobby Green is kind of disrespectful. It's a little bit.
Yeah. I don't even know if you can classify that as a KO, bro. That was just like straight
that
up
was execution.
Murder.
Yeah.
By the way, this is going to be a crazy fight. Potential. Well, I mean, I was going to say potential for fight of the night, but it's probably going to go to the next fight. But this is a crazy fight. Turner versus Bahamondes. There's a lot of hype behind Bahamondes, and then Jalen Turner's been there for some time. Almost like in that almost in contention spot. But if Bahamondes can get this done, this is a massive win, and we're talking about some matchups with big names.
Yeah, this is going to be an excellent appetizer to our co-main and main.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was just excited because the dude's from Chile, and I don't see fighters come from there a lot. So, well,
It's rare.
yeah. All right. Co-main event. Third ranked lightweight Justin Gaethje versus 6th ranked Dan Hooker. Oof.
Man.
Dan the Hangman.
Yeah.
I do subscribe to the theory that tatted Hooker is a different fighter. I'm actually going to be rolling with the underdog here. I'm actually going to put my picks in this week. But yeah, I think Hooker's resurgence here, he's catching Gaethje at the right time. Gaethje's been through this is his first fight since the Holloway loss. He's been in some brutal fights. These last 5 even have been terrible for him. Just even in the wins, he's licking his wounds afterwards. I think this might be a step up moment for Hooker. He might find himself nearing that lightweight contention if he gets this win here.
Yeah, I'm excited for this fight. This is gonna be a guaranteed barn burner. We know it's gonna be a good fight, probably fight of the night. And like you said, man, Dan Hooker really has had a resurgence in his career, and I'm also actually rocking with him in this fight. I just feel like Justin has taken a lot of damage, especially considering his last fight with Max Holloway. He got knocked out in a very, very brutal fashion. So that was like a life-altering KO. I think he still obviously has that power. He could put Hooker down, but I think I'm gonna favor Hooker just because he's on this streak. He has more confidence and just less damage overall. At least recently.
I only know that Gaethje's from Arizona, so that's what I got. Rolling with Gaethje for no valid reason.
He'll probably be the favorite, to be honest.
He is a -155 favorite right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog money's on Hooker.
If that's the case, I might bet. If I do bet, which I rarely do, it would be on Hooker, actually. Just because you guys are talking him up. So, it's got to be something there. My casualness is showing. Moving on to the main event. Alex Poatan Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Light heavyweight title on the line. Alright, so how does AP negate the wrestling prowess of Ankalaev?
Well, I think that's there's two thoughts I have to that. There's one that we've seen a lot of footage of Alex training, and he sort of had the last couple fights where what's his face? Glover Teixeira has been his coach. He probably has been preparing for at least this style of fight for a lot longer than since the end of the Roundtree fight. Part of it's just going to come down to his wrestling. He's got to be able to stop the takedowns when they come. He can't let Ankalaev just dominate control time, because even if he does do that, and he doesn't do a lot of damage, that's still sapping Alex's energy. That's keeping him from getting back into his striking rhythm. That is just all sorts of problems if he's stuck on the ground for a long period of time. The flip side to that is, are we sure that Ankalaev is actually going to try and wrestle? Because for some reason, whatever spell Alex casts on his opponents makes them not want to wrestle. The only two people that have done it are Izzy, which ironically enough, maybe the worst wrestler he's ever faced, was able to get him down at 185. Now, he's since paired up with Glover since that fight. Maybe he's gotten better, and maybe the weight difference is also a factor. But also, the other one was Jan Blachowicz, and he, was actually able to kind of minimize the damage that, was being done there. It really just kind of amounted to just meaningless control time. That's why he ended up winning that fight on the cards. And it's been, 2.5 years since then? I feel like it's been about that long.
Yeah, that was his debut at light heavyweight, I believe.
When did Spence and Crawford happen? It was on
Middle
that
of
card,
last
wasn't
year, right?
That was on the
Rip.
April of 23.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, I think so.
Or July
I'm glad
23? Yeah, July 23.
my
So
mistake.
it's been not quite 2 years, but I mean, basically that long. 1, 2, 3, 4 fights. He's been an active boy. This Alex Pereira guy.
Yeah. One thing that will throw like a little bit of a spanner here into the works is that Ankalaev is also a good striker. At least, you know, in the fights before. Now, we know that Pereira is a different kind of striker. You know, he's normally better than everyone else. And I think he is better than Ankalaev. But Ankalaev, if he can mix in those takedown threats, like if he manages to get a takedown on Alex, that's going to change the entirety of the fight. Just because Alex is going to have to worry about, Ankalaev shooting a double leg or a single leg while also maintaining defense up top. So if Ankalaev can manage to get a takedown early on, the fight gets very, very complicated for Alex, I think. But I'm going to favor Pereira, to be honest. I think we're going to actually see some sufficient takedown defense from him to maintain the majority of this fight up on the feet. I think his work with Glover is an excellent wrestler and grappler. I think his work with Glover is going to pay off. And I think we'll see him get the win, to be honest. So yeah. And this is a very good fight. Like, this is one of those fights that is impactful for your resume in this division. This fight means something.
Yeah, I do think if this fight might not, or I mean the takedowns are definitely going to be the X factor, but I think the Y factor is going to be those leg kicks, because we've seen Ankalaev against a similar style of kickboxer with Blachowicz, maybe not style, but similarly like a bruising leg attack, and his legs got chewed up. And I think Alex is gonna win, but I think he's gonna initiate that by just kicking the shit out of his thighs. I think his calves are gonna get beat up. I think he's gonna be compromised very early, and that might be the key to keeping Ankalaev from shooting too much, because if your legs are chopped out from underneath you and you can't drive as much, that could let Alex up against the cage wriggle himself free and keep himself from getting dragged down.
Yeah. I mean, in the fight that Ankalaev had with Jan, Ankalaev's leg was cooked real bad. And, I mean, Pereira has the better leg kicks. So, like you said, I think that's going to be a major part of this fight. A major part of this fight. But, I mean, then again, Ankalaev is going to know that coming in, so we're going to see, has he made an adjustment in camp to prepare for this? It's a very, very interesting fight, and a very good card is what will go along with it.
Do you think Ankalaev shoots within the first 10 seconds?
No. I think it'll be in the first round, but Ankalaev is probably going to want to get something going up top. But, like, at least try to get some respect from Pereira, saying, like, you're not just going to run me over like you did Sean Strickland or something like that.
And
I think we will see.
And then that attitude
that's
will
what I'm saying.
change.
The leg kicks are really going to be a big part for Pereira's game plan. I mean, just like it always is, but we've seen Ankalaev be extremely susceptible to leg kicks, so I think it'll play a major factor here. But Ankalaev definitely shoots within the first round, though. He needs to get that going. He needs to make like multiple threats to have Alex's mind split in terms of defense.
You sure it's not going to be split with his TikTok dances?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, right now, Alex Pereira, I saw a video that he's arm wrestling people. I'm not saying he's bullshitting or anything, and I really hope he's been in camp, going hard, because this is not an easy fight.
No.
At all. Yeah.
I did see a video where he went and visited the gym of this like South Korean gold medalist boxer and was like doing boxing sparring with him. And he's been posting a lot of stuff of like, it looks like he's wrestling with Glover, or Glover's team rather. So, I mean, he definitely seems like someone who doesn't slack off. Like he might be doing his little goofy stuff, but like that slap shit stuff, which I hope was fake. I still don't know if that's real or not, but
yeah, I think it was fake. I hope it is, man.
Oh, good. Yes, I hope it's fake.
Yeah.
Fake humble boy, Ankalaev called him. That's fun.
And Ankalaev says, he said this on Twitter 2 weeks ago, I've been climbing mountain, chopping Kama wood, comma swimming in freezing lake, or swimming comma in freezing lake, and Alex has been dancing and making videos like TikTok chick.
Yeah, well, you're about to get fucking TikTok knocked the fuck out.
He's about to get turned into a TikTok man.
Yeah, you are.
You're part of those TikTok edits. That's right.
Doing chopping wood or like diving into a lake, and then it shows you diving onto the mat out cold. Nice. That jump cut. That'll be good.
Hopefully, yeah.
All right. Anything more for 313? Cool. One moment. You've been listening to the Ultimate Effin' Casuals, a Lux Media production. If you'd like to give your thoughts, or you need to let us know how terrible you think our takes are, you can duck us and text our anonymous line at 833-589-7637. If you want to stand on your business, send a voice message or send a voice note in WhatsApp, and we'll see if you're interesting enough to make the final cut of the show. 833-LUXPODS. If you prefer to hit us up on social media, the account name is LVX Media Net, all one word. That's on YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, all of that bullshit. If you can't find us, chances are we're not on it. A lot of stuff gets cut out from the final releases, so if you want the raw audio exactly as it's recorded, look us up on Patreon. LVX Media Net, just like everywhere else. Patreon's also where you could get some ad-free versions, as well as behind-the-scenes content. Even if you don't sign up on Patreon, you can still help us out if you check out our ad sponsors. Or you can leave a rating on whatever app you're listening on, would really help a lot. And last but not least, you can check out the new merch shop, and new stuff is going up all the time. That's shop.lux.b. The metal intros by Anders Janhunen, the outros by Middle of Nowhere Beats, and for more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lvxmedia.net. There we go. Heading into UFC 313, what do we got? Parting words.
Well, I'm excited because I feel like this is, I don't know, ramping up an awesome spring. Like, this is the first of my oh shit fights of the year. We've already had some great ones in the past two UFC main events, but like Alex Pereira fights are an event unto themselves. It's sort of like watching Tank Davis fight in boxing. It's an event, special occasion, so I'm so excited to see this play out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. We've been talking about the Pereira Ankalaev fight for time now, since he became champion at 205. Glad it's finally happening. It's time to really see, is Pereira really that guy? Is he a complete fighter? Yeah. Not just a pure striker. Is he a complete fighter? And then you sprinkle in Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker, Jalen Turner, Bahamondes, King Green, Hoofy. Got names like Myron Santos, Curtis Blades, Joshua Van. I mean, it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night of fights, and I'm really excited. Like Nathan said, the UFC has been on a tear. We're going to have 314 right after this as well. I'm excited. That's about all I can say. I'm really excited.
Actually works in really nicely. Thinking about 313 coming up, talking about just going hard, talking about the Riyadh boxing card on the 22nd. So, closing my closing quote this time. This one's from Helen Keller. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even be touched. They must be felt with the heart. The type of excitement that comes around for these major fight events, I cannot compare that to anything. When I watch basketball or football, I never got nearly as excited for those, even major like playoff games, than I do for a big fight night. It's a special thing, so enjoy it.
Good words. It's fun being a combat sports fan.
Yeah, Abdullah Mason, we talked about him last time. Fuck. Watching Keyshawn coming out of the Olympics, and now he's a fucking champion. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But there you go. That's it for this one. We will see you on the other side of 313.